Om yogis, welcome to a practice today with the horse. Let's come to seated and take half spinal twist. So tuck one of your legs in so that your heel is next to your hip or thereabouts, and then just cross the other leg over that. Inhale, get long, and exhale. Twist towards your bent leg. So the horse helps us to release any burdens that we may have been carrying. And this practice today aims to bring freedom to the back body. So see if you can release any unnecessary gripping here, any unnecessary tension. Breathing slow and deep in and out of the nose. Release the hinge of your jaw, release your shoulders. Maybe a few breaths out of the mouth. Lovely, and then let's just inhale here. And exhale, unravel yourself, come back to center. Swap your legs over now, and we're going to do the same twist on the other side. So once your legs are in position, inhale, get long, and exhale, twist. If there's anything going on in your knees, and I'm really sorry I didn't mention this first time around, you can always have your bottom leg straight. So the leg that would be towards the hip, you can straighten that and then just take the top leg over. But wherever you are, just see if you can release anything that you do not need, any burdens that you may be carrying, if only just for this little amount of time. You know, for many of us, we may say, well, my burden is too big and I can't release it. And, you know, it may be true that you have to pick something back up again after your practice, but just for this time now, you know, there is nothing we can do. We're here, so we may as well be here fully in our practice. So just let go as best you can. And what I love about yoga is that it's a training for life, really, that, you know, we learn to let go temporarily for an hour and a half. And over time, we learn to let go whenever we can, on and off the mat. Give ourselves space. Beautiful. Let's inhale here. And exhale back to center. And now just cross your legs, one in front of the other. So sit with your legs crossed. And inhale here. And exhale, just gently walk your hands forward until you find sensation to work with. It may be that your hands don't go very far forward because there's plenty of sensation. And if that's the case, it's absolutely fine. It may be that your forearms come all the way down to the floor. It's a saying that I really love. It's blessed are the stiff, for they have less to do. Another one that I love is, I'm too stiff to do yoga, and that's like saying I'm too dirty to take a bath. So if you are a stiff person, you're doing it. Just sitting with your legs crossed, even if you're not leaning forward. As long as you have sensation and you're working with it, then you are doing a good practice, a worthwhile practice here. Breathing deep as you exhale, release any unnecessary burdens that you may have been carrying. Beautiful. Then slowly come on up and just switch the cross of your legs. And let's come back into that on the other side. Be really respectful of your knees. Any pinching sensation in the knees, just ease right off. Don't push past any knee pain. Ever. When you find sensation in the body, take your breath there and work with the breath to soften that sensation. Lovely, let's inhale here. And exhale, slowly release that. And then come down to lie on your back. Bring a strap with you. And we're going to take one leg up towards the ceiling. The other leg is straight down towards the bottom of your mat. Now for today we're going to pop the strap into the arch of the foot. And I know usually I would say to the ball of the foot, but today it's the arch. And the leg is coming up towards the ceiling. The strap is in the arch of the foot. And now we're just going to bend and straighten the knee of your raised leg. As your leg straightens here, point your toes. Just very gentle action of bending and straightening the knee, supporting and pulling, kind of giving a little bit of pull against that with the straps. Strap. There's a little bit of tension on the strap just to support that. Support that knee as it works. And we're working here to free up the energy along the backs of the legs. Very good for the nerves in the legs. Good for that kind of sciatica, that kind of back body pain here. Just freeing up the energy here. Close your eyes, really follow the sensations in your body, be guided by that. Feeling the power in your legs and the power in that leg that you're working with. Gorgeous. And then you can continue with this, or if you like, you can come to stillness, just stretching the leg now, feeling the sensation along the back of the leg as the leg stretches. See if you can relax the entire weight of your shoulders into the floor behind you. Free up your shoulders. So the weight of the shoulders actually help you to facilitate more stretch. More weight in the strap and more stretch in the legs. Gorgeous. Then just come out of that, hugging that knee in towards the chest, and just bring your other leg up now and swap the legs over. Bring the strap around the arch of the other leg and take the foot up towards the ceiling. add a little bit of tension to the strap, and then just bend and straighten the knee. And use that tension just to support the knee. As you straighten the knee, point your toes. Or point the toe on the top leg. The bottom leg is fine to just relax now. And see if you can work with whatever sensation presents itself to you. With a relaxed perspective. We really don't want to bring any tension into this practice, because this practice is about freeing ourselves up from that. Releasing the burden of tension. So adjust as necessary. Always feel welcome to adapt any posture today in this practice to your own needs. Gorgeous, and then you can come back to stillness, just stretching the leg now. And breathing deep, feeling the energy along the backs of the legs starting to free itself up a little bit. And we can think of the back body in a way as like one big rubber band that runs all the way from the heels to the crown of the head. If one part of that rubber band is in tension, it affects the whole. So if the backs of your legs are in tension, it will affect your lower back. If the backs of your legs are tight, it will affect your back. So it really does help the back to free up the legs. Gorgeous. Let's come out of that. And in your own time, let's take a seated position here. Against the wall, so find yourself a wall space. And sitting with your back against the wall, let's take Baddha Konasana. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and the knees flop wide. And for some of us, you might want to prop underneath the legs just to support you to relax in this posture. And lean back into the wall. And breathe. When we sit quietly in a practice like this, we notice the subtle kind of micro releases that the body naturally makes when we give it that kind of space. And this is what horse magic is all about: freedom and release. So allow your body to free itself from the mental gripping, really, that we put on it. The more aware we become of the body, the more aware we become that we do habitually tense certain areas when we're concentrating, when we're stressed, and sometimes just for no apparent reason. So see if you can just concentrate on your breath and just watch your body take you through a release process here. And that you're riding a beautiful horse through a release process in your body. Each time you find any gripping, let it go as best you can. Beautiful. And then come on, well, actually we're just going to extend the left leg. So extend your left leg out to the side and bring that right foot into the thigh. And then from here, we're going to run the left hand down the left leg and just side stretch over it, keeping your right hip planted as best you can into the floor. And you can raise your right arm and lean back into the wall to support you to open your chest here. Or you can bend that elbow of the right arm and just let it drape to your shoulder or maybe behind your head. Remembering that this is not a practice where we push. We find a shape. We find the first sensation, and then we ride that sensation with breath and watch the body take us into a release process, like a beautiful horse carrying us through this release process, releasing any burdens that we may have been carrying. So challenge yourself to do less. Work with the first sensation. Close your eyes and breathe into it. Beautiful. Let's inhale here. Exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly come back out. And now turn your entire body to look towards your left leg. Inhale here, and as you exhale, just gently fold forward over your left leg so your shoulders square to each side of your left leg. Speak to the first sensation, only go as far as the first sensation tells you. No pushing. And once you find sensation, close the eyes. Breathe. And allow the release process. Release yourself from the burden you may have been carrying. Freeing the energy along the back body. Take breath to sensation and watch the body carry you like a beautiful horse into a release process. Okay, inhale here. Exhale. Let's come on out of that. And gently use your hand to support you as you bring your bent leg in towards your body. Straighten both of your legs. Ahead of you, just waggle the hips a little bit, waggle the ankles. Maybe even bend and straighten the leg and pummel the backs of the knees into the ground. And then we're going to take the right leg over to the right. Bend the left knee, bring the sole of the foot in towards the thigh. So you're in that same position on the other side. I'm going to run the right arm down the right leg, keeping that left shoulder open as best you can. Lean against the wall to support you. Maybe raise the left arm up. Maybe bend the elbow with the left arm raised. Let the hand hang to your shoulder or to the back of your head. Root down as best you can through the left hip. And breathe. And feeling where the sensation is and taking the breath to these areas. Allowing the breath to trigger a release process in the body, releasing any mental gripping. Around the muscles. Countering that with breath and awareness. let's inhale here. On a long, slow exhale, come gently out of that. Take your time, use your hands to support you. And then turn the entire body to face the right leg. Inhale, lift the chest a little, and exhale. Do your best to just fold forward, square your shoulders over your leg. And don't worry if your fold doesn't look very folded, if your fold looks quite upright. Don't worry. Just find sensation, close the eyes, and speak to the sensation with breath, with awareness. Let your breath be even and deep. You might even want to flare out your nostrils a little today as you breathe. Connecting with the horse. Let's inhale. Slowly, slowly come up on the exhale. Use your hand to support you. Just raise up the bent knee. Straighten out both legs. And you might want to pedal out your legs and just feel the backs of your legs against the floor. Getting a little gentle pummeling. Or separate your legs a little and just waggle your feet, which will move up into your hips. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to come to the back now, but let's turn to face the wall, because we're going to take a supine pigeon, but we're going to take the lower leg to the wall. So get quite close into the wall, and just as if you're squatting. So you bring yourself quite close into the wall. You put your feet onto the wall at a 90-degree angle with your knees, and then take your right foot and just pop it just over your left knee, flexing the foot to protect the knee joint here. You can use your right hand to support your right leg. And we're just playing around with using the wall to deepen the stretch. As your legs are in this shape, feel your back expanding against the floor behind you. This horse magic today helps us to focus and release burdens, freeing up our energy and taking our power back, really. It's a bit of a play on words. But we're bringing power back to the back body today. It's in the Native American Indian traditions says that if you steal a man's horse, you steal his power. So as you lie here now, in this strange position, which is really beneficial to the back body, feel your power coming back. Feel your back starting to fan out against the wall. Once we release our burdens, we free our energy, we regain and balance our power, we can begin to expand our influence. As we expand our influence, we feel it's less likely that we would take too much on board. Because we don't need to so much anymore, because we can influence our loved ones for the good and help them to take their power back. Sometimes we think we're helping when we take on too much, but in fact we're just part of an unhealthy codependence that burdens us and takes power from another. Okay, we're going to keep this position with the legs, but we're going to take this into a twist. So basically you're bringing the foot that's up, the foot that you can see, you're going to bring that down to the floor. And just feel yourself in this twisted shape. It may well be that you're a little too close into the wall and you need to kind of shuffle away from the wall a little bit, and that's fine. Close your eyes and just work with a sensation in your body. Notice if there's a tendency to grip around the sensation. Some of us have a lot of fear around feeling sensation in the body, so we grip into it a little bit. And if you feel this in your own body, just work gently with your breath by breath, to release any kind of fear-based gripping inside of your body. As we release fear, we take our power back. As you breathe, just assess how much you may be releasing, what burdens you may be releasing. You can assess the energy that follows this, the energy that is freed. This energy bringing you back to your power. And helping you to expand yourself. So we become less of a beast of burden and more a wild stallion. Or a mare. And so inhale here, you guys. Exhale, slowly come out of that and back to center. So use your tummy muscles to support you to come back up, back into that first pigeon. And then gently release your legs. Swap the legs over so you're working on the other side now. In that pigeon pose. So one of your feet will be to the wall, and the other leg, the foot, will be flexed and crossed just above the knee. The leg that is against the wall, the knee is bent, so you've kind of got your thigh at a right angle and your shin at a right angle. And as best you can, you're relaxing the entire back into the mat here. Expanding the entire back against the floor with breath. Observing the body, observe what may be releasing or in a release process right now. Be sure as not to attach to it. Let it go. Feel the energy that follows any release. And how this energy expands the self. Frees the self up. If we take on too much, oftentimes the body will signal that this is happening as the back begins to suffer, the back body begins to suffer. So ask yourself now, what can I let go of? Even if just for this practice, what can I let go of? What can I be free from here, right now? And see whatever that is, just drift away as you breathe out. Free yourself from it and free it from you. And then come back to your breath. Follow the breath back into the body and feel the energy that follows this release. And the expansion that follows this energy. From here, you guys, we're going to go into that twist. So the sole of your raised leg is coming to the floor and the legs are staying as best you can in that same shape. So as the sole of the raised leg comes to the floor, that knee will be up. And the other leg kind of comes all the way down. Maybe the knee is still a little raised, but not so much as the other one. Relax the entire back as best you can against the floor. Expand your back. And take your power back. Speaking to the sensations in your body with your breath, with your attention. Breathing deep. It's as if we're sort of flossing out the body with breath. Beautiful. Then from here, let's inhale. And exhale. Come out of that twist. Use your tummy to support you. Take your time. So your back, you're lying against, your back is to the floor, but your legs are up the wall again. And release the legs now. And take the legs wide. So we're coming into Malasana or yogic squat against the wall. The heels can be in, the toes can be out, or your toes can point straight up if that's more comfortable for you. Find this squat position here. You might use your arms as like little kickstands along the tops of your knees. And just do your best to relax here. Let your back expand against the floor. Bringing energy into the back. We're pulling energy into the back, really here. So we're taking our power back today, freeing ourselves up. And flossing out the body with breath. Letting that breath facilitate a release process in the body. Releasing any unnecessary tension or gripping. Beautiful. Then from here, you guys, let's come into Baddha Konasana against the walls. So the soles of your feet are together and your knees go wide, and you may need to walk or sort of wiggle your bottom in towards the wall a little more here. You can use your hands to support you, use your hands under your thighs to support you, or you can even take your hands to your inner thighs and just gently kind of with your breath inhale, and as you exhale just gently push on the inner thighs to create more opening through the hips if that feels good for your body today. Ask yourself the question, what can I let go of? And how does that expand me? How does that expand my energy? How can I become less of a beast of burden and more of a wild pony? Maybe the answer is just do this. Just do these kinds of practices. Free yourself up, if only for an hour and a half. When the burden seems impossible and unescapable and unavoidable, take an hour and a half or 2 hours, a couple of times a week, just to take rest. Just to feel the breath, feel the sensation. with the body. Beautiful. From here, let's draw the knees back in together. Use your hands to support you. And just slowly sort of rock a little side to side. Eventually just rock to one side. And just come back up to sitting. Sit with your back against the wall. You can be in Baddha Konasana or just cross your legs. Take a deep breath in and feel all of your breath in your back body, expanding against the wall. And breathe down into your hips just to ground that energy. Just to really make that energy yours. Moving through you. Anchoring that into the earth. We're going to roll up a mat or a blanket. A blanket's probably better, a nice firm blanket or a towel. And roll it up in such a way that it will lie along the length of your spine. And then we're going to lie along that blanket. Take the blanket along the length of the spine. You can maybe put a block under your head if you don't like the sensation of your head falling back. You can even kind of bunch the blanket up underneath your neck a little bit to support the arch of your neck. And we're just going to hang out here for 5 minutes. Just allowing the back to release. Working today with horse magic. So much about releasing unnecessary burdens. Or even necessary burdens, actually, if only for a time. Freeing our energy through that release process. Regaining and balancing our power once the energy is moving. And then from there, expanding our influence. So that we can influence people for the positive, as opposed to taking on more, taking on too much. We can assist the people that we love to take responsibility for themselves, as we take responsibility for ourselves and unburden ourselves. So just breathe here. Let go as best you can. When you find any areas of gripping or tension in the body, take the breath to those areas and allow the breath to bring softness and release. Your legs can be in any position that affords you comfort. The breath is deep and even, releasing the hinge of the jaw, releasing the shoulders and hips. Lovely, let's inhale here. And exhale, just come off of that blanket. Grab a block. And we're going to come into supported bridge. So you're lying on your back, the soles of the feet are on the floor, knees are bent. And then just pick your hips up and pop a block underneath your sacrum, which is that big triangular bone at the base of your spine. So we're not putting the block into the lower back. And take the block either low level or second level, not third level today, please. So low or second. I mean, if you really want third level, then yeah. But low or second, I would recommend. And then let's just stay with the breath, stay with the sensation. Every time you exhale, there's a release going on of sorts. Freeing energy, so as you inhale, you can expand in energy. You can ask yourself that question, what could I let go of just for this time? What could I be free of? Because the reality is, when you are practicing yoga, that whatever that thing is that feels like a burden is with you only in thought only, in mind only. And this is why it's such a beautiful thing to use breath to go into body and to move away from the mind. So when we bring breath into body and awareness into body, we release ourselves from the burden of the mind. If only for a time. you guys, we're going to stay up on the block, but we're just going to hug one knee in towards the chest. And once you've found that knee, we're going to keep the other leg straight as best we can and lift it about a foot away from the floor. So you're hovering on that block. And the little key is the more weight you put in the block through your hips, the more stable that block will feel. If it doesn't feel stable enough for this, take it to the low level so you're not worried about the block moving underneath you. So we have one knee hugging into the chest, one leg straight and hovering off the floor. And what I'd like you guys to do is just lift and lower your straight leg several times. So you're lifting that straight leg onto a slight diagonal and then lowering it to a hover about a foot away from the floor. Lifting and lowering with the leg nice and straight, and the other leg is hugging in towards the chest. You can have your hands on the floor to support you, or you can hug the knee in, whatever feels right. Try not to create any unnecessary tension in your back or your jaw as you do this. If you have, then you notice this tendency that I speak of, that when we concentrate, we grip into the body. Just when we concentrate on lifting and lowering the leg. So imagine how much we grip into the body when we're under real stress. Imagine what a burden that can be for all of us. We're working in a practice like this to be free of the restraints of tension and stress. And the first step towards freedom is to notice that tension and stress is there. Even for some of us, it's a natural state of being. From here, you guys, you can release that leg down now to the floor and just enjoy the stretch. So your one leg is still bent in towards your chest, and the other leg now is stretching over the block and resting heel to the floor. Beautiful. And then you can swap the legs over. So your straight leg becomes your bent leg, and your bent leg comes to that hover. And you're lifting and lowering the straight leg. So it's on a slight diagonal to the body as it lifts, and it lowers just to about a foot over the floor. Hovers and then lifts back up again. And just do this several times on your own. Inhaling as you lift the leg, and exhaling as you hover the leg. Hands can be to the floor to support you. We're working towards relaxation, working towards freedom. working towards letting go, and it sounds counterproductive. But it's very true that most of us need to work at relaxation a little more, because we're in such a state of high demand, carrying such a lot, each of us, that relaxation for many of us is not natural. So we need to work towards it and relearn how to do it. Take that leg, the straight leg, to the floor now and just relax. Let go as best you can. Release the hinge of your jaw. Notice these areas of habitual tension. Work with the breath. Take breath into sensation. Floss out the body with breath. Release any stagnation in your body with a deep breath and full awareness. Beautiful. Then bring both feet to the floor, lifting your hips. Come up and off the block and lower yourself gently back to the floor here. So both legs are coming down towards the bottom of, the top of your mat, I guess. And we're going to draw your knee in, so take the opposite knee to whichever one you just had in, draw it in towards the body. And take half happy baby. You can strap your foot if you like. So we're pulling the knee in towards the chest. We're taking the foot up towards the ceiling. And we're letting the leg go wide of the shoulder. And you can hold your foot with your hand, or you can strap your foot here. Your opposite leg is straight and relaxed down towards the floor. Beautiful. Let's inhale here. And exhale. Swap the legs over. Half happy baby on the other side. Release the hinge of your jaw. Gorgeous. Let's inhale here. Exhale, release that. Now come into full happy baby. So both legs come up. And notice there might be a tendency for the lower back to come off the ground here. See if you can just anchor down a little bit through your tailbone. So your entire back is on the ground. It's like you're in a big sort of wide squat and you're standing on the ceiling. And you're breathing wide into your back body, expanding your back, expanding your influence. Freeing your energy. Gorgeous. And then from happy baby, just release that. Bringing both knees in towards the chest. Inhale here, and as you exhale, let the knees fall to the left. You're in a supine twist now. Working our way towards Shavasana, towards relaxation. Even more relaxation. The more we let go, the more free we become of the restraints of tension and stress. So freedom, for me, is two kind of ways of looking at it. It's like I'm going to run out into the open countryside and be free. Or, in an internal sense, I'm going to let go so much that I free myself of all this gripping, all this tension, all these burdens. And you can decide for yourself which version of freedom you prefer. It's fine. Let's inhale here. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale at the center, and exhale, drop your knees over to the other side. Lovely, let's inhale here. And exhale, bring your legs back to center. And then stretch out your legs, give yourself a ton of room. Grab your blankets, pop your socks on, get your eye pillows, and prepare yourself for Shavasana. So make sure you're comfortable, make sure that you're warm, grab blankets. Grab a pillow if you need one. Lie down on the floor, take your arms away from your body, take your legs away from each other. Let your palms face the ceiling so your arms roll open. And let your little toes fall towards the floor so that your legs roll open. Check that your sacrum is on the floor. And check that your shoulder blades are on the floor. Maybe turn your head to the left, turn your head to the right. Beautiful. Release the hinge of your jaw. In this tense and release, relaxation process, we're just going to tense to about 50% of our capacity. That will be enough. So first of all, let's tense all the muscles of the face, including the forehead, the cheeks, the mouth and the upper neck as best you can, and just breathe through this as you find more muscles in your face that you can possibly tense up to only about 50%. And then with full awareness as you breathe, just slowly release the muscles in your face. You will notice the relaxation. Spreading through the face, and I gently roll the head from side to side. And as you move your head from side to side, be aware of the tightening muscles and then the feeling of release. Along one side and then the other. Breathing as you go. There's no kind of holding the breath here. And then slowly bring the head back to center. And we're going to tighten through the shoulders. So just pull your shoulders upwards and then forwards a little bit. Tightening through the shoulders. Breathing here. And then with full awareness, release. Notice the relaxation as you release the shoulders. Now, without making a fist or lifting the arm, we're going to tense the entire right arm right down through the fingers. And this kind of tension allows our attention to be deep inside the arm. If we make fists and lift the arm, it can be a surface experience, but this is a deep inner experience of tension inside the arm and fingers, and then release very slowly with awareness. Now let's tense the left arm in exactly the same way. So no lifting the arm, no making fists. Tense sort of from the inside out. All the way into the tips of the fingers. And then observe the release process. Let go, release, relax. Keep breathing. Now continue to breathe as you tense the muscles of your chest and abdomen. No holding the breath here. And then when you're ready, release that. Lovely, let's tense and release the right hip and buttock. So tense that right hip and buttock in exactly the same way that you tense the arm. No lifting. It's an internal experience of tension, creating more tension, creating more tension. Right hip and buttock. And then let go. And now let's tense and release the right leg all the way down through the feet and toes in the same way. No lifting. It's an internal experience, deep inside. Tense, tense, tense as best you can, all the way down to the tips of your toes. And then release. Release the entire leg. Now let's tense and release the left hip and buttock. So tense, an internal, deep inner experience of tension, and then exhale, release. And do the same thing with the entire left leg all the way down to the ankles, feet and toes. Breathing, no holding the breath, just feeling the muscle tension increase as you focus. And slowly with awareness release that. At the whole left leg, heavy. Now bring the attention back up through the legs. Let it drift up, back through the legs. Through the abdomen and chest. Down through the arms, through both arms into the fingertips. Drifting. And drifting back up through the arms into the face. Allow your breath to be smooth and slow, with no noise and no pauses. So quiet the breath down now. Feel the breath in the belly, feel the breath in the chest. Now allow your attention to move through your head and face, including the top of your head. Just feeling the top of your head. Feeling your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes, your cheekbones, and your nostrils. And be fully aware of the breath at the nostrils. Fully aware of the breath at the nostrils. Fully aware of the breath at the nostrils. Now bring your awareness to your mouth. Bring your awareness to your jaw. Bring your awareness to your chin. As the awareness touches these places in the body, body relaxes. Now bring the awareness to the neck and throat. Shoulders, relax. The arms, the elbows, the wrists, the hands, the fingers, all the way down to the fingertips. Now feel as though you are inhaling from the tips of your fingers to the shoulders. And as you exhale, exhale from shoulders to fingertips. Inhaling fingertips to shoulders. Exhaling shoulders to fingertips. Breath moves up and down the arms. Now move your attention from your fingers back through the hands, palms of the hands, the wrists, the lower arms, upper arms, the shoulders, the upper back and chest. Concentrating your awareness at the center of your chest. Inhale and exhale completely from here. Now become aware of your stomach, abdomen, moving around to your lower back, your hips, your thighs, your knees, calves, ankles, feet and toes. Exhale now as if your whole body is exhaling. And inhale as if your whole body is inhaling. As if you are inhaling new energy, as well as a sense of peace and relaxation. Exhale and inhale through your whole body several times here. Then move your attention to your toes, feet, ankles, calves, thighs, knees, hips, lower back, abdomen, stomach, and chest. Concentrate at the center of your chest, inhaling and exhaling completely from here several times. Now take the awareness to the upper back, the shoulders, the upper arms, lower arms, wrists, hands, fingers, and fingertips. Feel as though you are inhaling from the tips of your fingers up to your shoulders, and exhaling from shoulders back down to fingertips. Breath is moving up and down the entire arm into the hands. And on your next exhalation, find your fingers. Keep breathing, but bring the awareness back through the hands, the wrists, the lower arms, upper arms, shoulders, neck, throat, chin, jaw, mouth, and nostrils. Be aware of the breath at the nostrils. Fully concentrate on the breath at the nostrils. Breathing in and breathing out. Now move the attention to the cheekbones, the eyes, the eyebrows, the forehead, and the top of the head. Allow your attention to be aware of the smooth, slow, serene flow of the breath. Let your mind make a gentle, conscious effort to guide the breath so that it is smooth, calm, deep, and without any noise or jerkiness. In complete relaxation now, you can stay here for as long as you like. And so much love to you today. Namaste.